the most the softest ask you can ever make, and the thing that people like to do most is help others. So if you simply say, hey, I sell custom suits, do you know anybody that can help me? If you ask one person, just one person a day, forget all the cold calls you're doing and resistance you're creating and all the hard work, but if you ask, you have increased your network 30,000 people every month. Now imagine if you do it every day in person, on the phone, via email and media, you might get to 4 million people in your network.
Every
Even
medium.
at a terrible percentage, just by asking for help, you'll have more leads than you ever could cold calling in your life. Literally, just by simply and people are afraid to ask for help. I just did a video that killed it. And it was from spam, right? I said, my new response to every spam is an ask. Like, if you're going to send me something, I don't know who you are to buy, I'm just going to say, hey, my book is launching tomorrow. Do you know anyone that would like to buy it, or you could pass it on to a friend?
That's awesome.
I'm telling you, I get probably 100 spams
Oh
a
my
day.
gosh, I get like 50. You probably get like 500.
I sold like 15 books from people spamming me.
Oh yeah.
I
do the same thing. Like, if people reach out to me because like we sell seamless.ai, the world's best sales leads, they'll come up to us like, hey, we sell lead generation. I'm like, okay, we built a lead gen software that has emails and phone numbers for everyone. Do you know, would you be interested in getting this, or someone that you know? Yeah.
Do you know anyone that can help me? This is what I have. Do you know anyone that can help me?
And then it just scales.
You know anyone that can?
It scales, like you said. Like, if you ask every day, even just one channel, what if you asked every single PS, do you know anyone that could help me?
It's funny you say that, because my litmus test of how consistent I am is I will go back into my sent box and look how many emails I had an ask in. Just because I figure
smart,
if I'm
like an audit. You audit yourself.
Yeah, to see how good I am. And then what happens, which is really cool, is I'll see like 3 or 4 emails that were obvious asks that I didn't do it, and I'll go back and email the person and ask them.
So smart.
And those will close at a
How many times do you do that audit?
Oh,
like
every
once
day.
a week? You audit yourself every day. Did I ask?
To make sure I do the discipline and consistency and persistency, I look at my sent box every day to see, again, what I did, how productive, accessible, to see how I'm asking.
Yep.
Then I also clean it out.
Okay.
So I kind of do a double check on my day, because if I'm a student in my calendar, one thing that drives my calendar for tomorrow is the sent box from today, believe it or not.
Awesome.
There's a lot of interaction that'll just remind you. And it's very fast. Even if you send as many emails that I do, which I do, hundreds, it does not take but minutes. But those minutes are so valuable. You get extra asks, extra value, and extra reminders.
Love that.
Right?
Yep.
You go from extreme bad luck to extreme good luck,
Yeah.
But I guess that's what happens when you keep trying, right?
You just have to keep trying.
Yeah.
I mean, I love that you had a success and a failure, because that's my story too. Like, if you haven't done it where you've won everything and then lost everything, it's like really hard for people to probably relate. But I love that. I totally get.
But not everybody goes through that. I meet a lot of people with a failure and say, I'm not going to do it again. A lot of people. They say, I'm not doing it again. It was a disaster. And and some people are luckier, and then. So me, I went at it 3 times, right? So the first time worked out, and I doubled down. I mean, some people don't double down; they just say, "Okay, I take my chips, and that's good enough." But me, I wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah. So when I failed, the second one that failed, I was like, "I'm done. I'm not doing and then I sold for IBM and Google, and then built something to sell faster for IBM and Google, and then I went all in. Like,
right.
You just never know. You're just like, I'm gonna quit, and then you gotta like look. When you find the opportunities and you can help a lot of people, you just got to do it.
The biggest thing I learned is to take chances and just jump in with 2 feet. So from someone who was not really selling yet, more as a BDR, and had the opportunity to get their first closing role with no real formal training or anything, I just learned to be fearless and not be afraid to ask hard questions. Again, having the passion about knowing what product inside and out, knowing about who I was selling to, I just had a lot of fun doing it. I wasn't afraid to ask hard questions, wasn't afraid to close. And the fact that they gave me the autonomy to just jump in 2 feet and go do it was probably one of the best experiences that I had at such a early career, being 22, 23 years old.
If you chase 2 rabbits, you catch none, right? Well, maybe a little cliche, but so important. And
someone told me that. I read that either in a book or someone told me that, and I use it all the time now with my team. If you try to, so another secret from David, if you try to chase 2 rabbits at once, you catch none.
It's true. And I've learned, and I had to learn this secret over and over. And I'm probably still going to have to learn. Even though I'm telling you everyone right now to do it, I am sure I'm going to find another rabbit that I'm going to start chasing, and then I'll be like, why did I listen to myself?
And do you have any examples of this scenario?
Totally. So we had a client a few years back that we were doing a big appointment setting campaign for, and they loved us, and they were moving their inbound tech support from the Philippines to Dallas, to the U.S., because they were getting complaints about their Philippine tech support. And they said, listen, you're call center, can you do our inbound tech support while we make this transition? And we said, sure, that sounds great. And so, literally, overnight, we added like 16 inbound seats for tech support, and we did a good job. And so I was like, wow, maybe we should go into tech support. Now, we're a sales company, right? And I was lucky that I had a good manager who was managing it, but like, it's very different to like help a client out and do a little bit of inbound text. And we probably even shouldn't have, but it worked out. But literally, I was like, you know what? We're going to start creating a website. We're going to create support roads. We're going to have a new company for tech support. And it's hard enough to do appointment setting, lead generation well, right? It's really hard, right?
Really hard.
And to then start thinking you're going to do tech support well, there's all these competitors who are doing it, pretty cost effectively. And that was just a waste of like 6 months of just focus and time. And we don't often calculate, when we're going, especially in the service business, the cost of launching a new product when it's kind of people. But there's tremendous costs in loss of focus, in not doing your core business as well, not iterating your core business as well, not going after new clients in your core business, because everything takes more time than you think. And we lost focus during that 6 months, and it was a mistake. We got to stay focused in our core business.
Remember that careers are long. You got to play the long game with people sometimes. Don't always put the sale before your relationship. Relationships come number one. Learn how to, if that's an issue, learn how to sell your boss into, saying that it's okay, it doesn't close this quarter because it's going to come. I just don't want to burn a bridge. Obviously leveraging your network. The bigger you can build your network and make intros, send hiring candidates your prospects way before they ever ask you. Again, that helps them perceive you, the person, as valuable and not just your product and service. And then I guess the last one would be, I just believe in like business karma. So let's like, the nice guys finish last type of thing is a complete and utter fallacy. So just be a good human.
Have integrity, do the right thing.
Exactly, man. Like throughout history, it's really cooperation that got us out of, the cave and the dark ages, it's being able to cooperate. So how do you cooperate? It's in your ability to see someone else's side and adjust accordingly. And just be a good person.